Welcome to another edition of Smalltalk for you. This morning I'd like to go back to Cincom Smalltalk and go through more of the basic usage scenario where we're going to take this application that we had created, the simple counter, and we're going to store this in version control. Now, I've done this in Pharaoh, I've done this in VA. In both of those products, the version control stuff is built in. You don't need to load anything or configure anything really. It all gets set up for you. In Cincom Smalltalk, again, whether VisualWorks or Object Studio, you have to load things in first and get started. So I'm going to go through the first part of that today, just getting everything set up, and then the next time we're going to go through actually versioning stuff off. So to get started, what we want to do is open up the parcel manager. That's this icon here, and it gives you a bunch of loadable components you can load into the product. Again, VisualWorks or Object Studio. We're going to go down to version control, and you'll notice there are a whole bunch of these stored for DB2, for Oracle, for Interbase, Postgres. We're going to pick SQLite for a simple reason. If I'm on a Mac or Linux, the libraries are almost certainly installed already. Mac for sure, Linux probably. If you're on Windows, I've done a screencast on this. I will refer you to a link for that screencast and for the website you need to download the DLLs from. Just put them in the same directory you've got your image in, where you installed the product. Once you've done that, what you need to do is load this. And since I'm on a Mac, I don't need to go through those extra steps. So I'm just going to load this. And then once it's loaded, I need to set up a basic database. Now, since I'm using SQLite, the database is file-based, so I don't need to do anything exciting. I can just go ahead and set it up. So I'm going to go to a workspace. Let's go to a new page. And I need to type in basically the store.db registry. And notice the way it's spelled, capital D, lowercase b, capital R, install database tables. And then I'm going to highlight that, and I'm going to do a do it. And it's going to prompt me. Now the connection profile, I don't have one yet. I haven't created any. The environment, this is the file name in this case, so I'm going to call this my store. The username and password don't really matter. I'm just going to put in burn for both. It doesn't really matter because I'm on a file-based repository. This is single user only, really. None of that really applies for SQLite, so I'm going to say connect. And I'm just going to prompt yes to everything here. The name I'm going to give the same one I gave before, my store. Install management policies. Again, go with the defaults. Let go with the defaults here. And this is a question as to whether or not you want to allow older versions of the product to connect. Probably safer to say yes. If you're just starting with the product, you don't need to worry about this. I'm going to go with yes because I use a bunch of different versions of Smalltalk, but in most cases you're probably okay saying no. So now that I've done that, I need to connect to this. I didn't save this, so I'm going to bring up this. Let me show you how I got this. I go here into this lower part, left click, and I hit connect to. I could also go up here, connect to repository. And at this point, I need to create a connection to this. I want to save this, so I'm going to call this my store. Notice I hit the save button, and now it shows up as a valid connection profile. I'm going to connect, and now I've connected to my repository. So going through all those steps, I've now got a repository set up, and the next time we'll go through how to version things off and how to load things back in. So that's about it for today. Until next time, have fun with whatever Smalltalk you're using.